Welcome to Sober Society, real open conversations about alcohol, sobriety, and everyday life. If this content helps you, please like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel and help us keep creating. Alcohol is one of humanity's oldest and most influential substances. It has been part of rituals, medicine, daily life, and celebrations for thousands of years. From early accidental fermentations to modern bars and spirits, alcohol has influenced culture, economy, and social life, but it has also caused harm, sometimes quietly and sometimes dramatically. Understanding its history is not just a story about drinks, it's a story about human behavior, society, and health. The first evidence of alcohol dates back nearly 9,000 years. Archaeologists in China discovered pottery containing traces of fermented rice, honey, and fruit. This may have been humanity's first taste of alcohol, a discovery made not with intent but through accidental fermentation. Imagine leaving fruit juice in the sun, only to find it had bubbled and developed a new, intoxicating flavor. That small discovery set the stage for millennia of human use. Not long after, ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia and Egypt began brewing barley into beer and fermenting grapes into wine. These drinks were far more than recreational. They were nutritious, often safer than water, and sometimes used in medicine. In Egypt, beer was part of workers' daily rations, sustaining those who built the pyramids. Beer and wine were also offered in religious rituals, connecting humans to their gods. Alcohol in these early societies was both sustenance and symbol. In Greece, wine became central to social and intellectual life. Symposiums, which were structured drinking gatherings, allowed participants to debate ideas, enjoy poetry, and discuss philosophy. Wine was woven into education and culture, not just indulgence. In Rome, wine was equally important. Soldiers received daily rations, and wine was a staple at meals and celebrations. But even in these ancient civilizations, the risks were clear. Excessive drinking could lead to illness, accidents, and social conflict. Alcohol was powerful, and its effects were noticed even thousands of years ago. During the Middle Ages, alcohol took on new roles in religion and medicine. Monks in European monasteries became skilled brewers, producing stronger and more reliable beer. Alcohol was also widely prescribed as a remedy for fevers, digestive problems, stress, and fatigue. Wine held spiritual significance, especially in Christian rituals, symbolizing sacred elements during communion. Yet while alcohol was medicinal and spiritual, its potential for harm was growing. Heavy drinking led to illness, injury, and social disruption, creating a paradox. Alcohol was simultaneously celebrated and feared. The invention of distillation in the Middle Ages created the first strong spirits, such as whiskey, brandy, and rum. Distillation concentrated alcohol, producing beverages far stronger than beer or wine. While these drinks were prized for medicinal purposes and long-term storage, they increased the risk of intoxication and long-term health problems. Liver damage, addiction, and impaired judgment became more prevalent. Distillation also spread rapidly across Europe, changing drinking habits and culture. Alcohol's global reach expanded with exploration and trade. Sailors relied on beer and rum for nutrition and morale during long voyages. Alcohol became a commodity tied to commerce, colonization, and social systems. Taverns and inns emerged as hubs of community, where news, politics, and culture were exchanged alongside drinks. But alcohol's global spread also brought problems. Colonization often linked alcohol to exploitation, addiction, and societal harm, particularly in indigenous communities. Even in more recent centuries, alcohol has maintained a complex role in society. In the 18th and 19th centuries, temperance movements arose in Europe and America, highlighting the dangers of excessive drinking. Advocates drew attention to alcohol-related health issues, domestic violence, and social unrest. Prohibition in the United States was an extreme attempt to control alcohol, showing both the societal harm of excessive drinking and the difficulties of eliminating a substance so embedded in daily life. These movements remind us that alcohol has always had consequences: personal, social, and economic. Alcohol is not only a social substance but also a biological one. It is a toxin, processed primarily by the liver, and it affects nearly every organ in the body. Even moderate drinking carries risks. Excessive or long-term use can damage the liver, increase blood pressure, impair brain function, disrupt sleep, affect mood, and increase the risk of accidents. Alcohol's social acceptability has often masked its potential harm, but history repeatedly shows that it is a substance that demands caution and respect. Cultural perspectives on alcohol have shifted over time. In many societies, drinking was a daily necessity, sometimes safer than water or a source of calories. In others, alcohol became a symbol of status, ceremony, or religious practice. Beer and wine were once staples, while spirits were reserved for medicine, ritual, or social elites. Today, alcohol is both celebrated in moderation and recognized for its risks. Understanding the historical context helps us see why drinking became so normalized and why it is still associated with pleasure, social bonding, and danger. Alcohol has inspired art, literature, music, and philosophy. Shakespeare's plays, classical compositions, and countless poems reference drinking. Yet for every cultural contribution, there is also a record of harm, illness, addiction, social tension, and family disruption. Alcohol is a substance that has shaped human history, for better and for worse. Understanding this history allows us to see alcohol more clearly. It is not a neutral part of life, it is a chemical that affects the body, mind, and society. While humans have consumed alcohol for millennia, it is not harmless. Recognizing its risks, learning its history, and understanding its influence empowers us to make conscious choices. Whether someone drinks, limits drinking, or abstains entirely, knowledge provides clarity and control. The story of alcohol is a story of human curiosity, ingenuity, and social connection, but also of vulnerability, harm, and consequence. It reminds us that even substances celebrated for thousands of years can carry risk. Respecting that history is part of respecting ourselves and our bodies. Alcohol has shaped human civilization, inspired culture, and influenced daily life for thousands of years. But it has also brought illness, accidents, addiction, and social harm. Learning this history allows us to engage with alcohol wisely, make informed decisions, and understand the consequences of drinking, both past and present. Knowledge gives us power, and understanding alcohol's long story is the first step toward control, awareness, and responsible choices. Thanks for being part of Sober Society, real conversations about alcohol, sobriety, and everyday life. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out the Sober Society app for extra tools, support, and content to help you on your journey. See you in the next one.